says, I went through all of that so that I could get here ahead of you to do you a favor, that it might be, the blessing might be in posterity, that generationally our people might survive in the earth. And I thought, oh my God, look at the big idea. Forgiveness is a big idea. It's a big, and you'll never be able to do it when you're down here punching like this. You have to be big enough to see the greater purpose of the pain you went through, or you will never be able to let it go. That's what he was saying. That's what Joseph is saying. Here's what I suggest to you today. I understand now why Joseph got the favor. Because Joseph was a man of big ideas. And God can't give big destiny to little people, because the littleness of the way they think will snuff out the integrity of the opportunity. God doesn't mind you being little when he gives you the big idea, as long as you are a person of big ideas and can see the higher purpose. Then you are released to flow into your destiny. Now get this. I almost got you where I need you to be. If Joseph would have been a bitter person, he would have never been operating his gifts in prison, and he would have never gotten out. I'm telling you that creativity does not function in bitterness. Come on with me. Come on with me. Come on with me. You can't think your biggest thoughts when your mind is full of little thoughts and little injustices and little offenses. What you have to do, that's why Jesus said, if somebody does something to you, forgive them. If they do it again, forgive them again. If they do it again and again and again, forgive them again. Not because they're nice, not because they're right, not because they deserve it, but so that you are free to have your energy and your power and your strength to do what God called you to do. If you don't forgive them, the poison of what they did to you today will eat up tomorrow. Touch me, people, say, let that thing go, let that thing go. You got to let that thing go. You cannot be ready for 2012 if you're holding on to 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011. High five somebody, say, let it go. I just threw him that towel. In order to catch what I was throwing at him, his hands had to be free. If he was holding on to anything, he wouldn't have been able to catch what I was throwing at him, because his hands would have been tied up with what he was holding in his hand. The only way he could catch what I was throwing toward him is that his hands were available for what was before him rather than holding on to what was behind him. And I'm teaching this today so that you can get your hands free and get ready to receive what God has for you. God is trying to throw you something. God is trying to release something. God is trying to send you something. Stand up, put your hands up. This is lifting up holy hands. The Bible said that men everywhere ought to lift up holy hands without wrath and without doubting. What does wrath and doubting have to do with raising hands? God said, I don't want anything in your hands. I want your hands totally available for my exclusive use, so that whatever I throw you, you are not holding on to anything that will stop you from receiving what God's going to give you. Put your hands together and give him a praise. I'm working on something. And God is going to throw them to people who have their hands free and their hands up and they're ready to catch what God is going to do in your life. Your eyes have not seen. Your ears have not heard. Your heart has not imagined what God is about to throw in your life. Touch everybody you can reach and say, get everything out of your hands. Get everything out of your hands. Get everything. Get everything. Get everything out of your hands. What she said, what he said, what they did, what he did. Get it all out of your hands. Get it out of your spirit. Get it out of your attitude. Get it out of your mindset. God is about to pour you out a blessing. Watch this. I was reading an article about stress. And it said when you're under a lot of stress, you don't rest well. And when you don't rest well, you eat more. You know why you eat more? Because stress sends a signal to your body that you're under attack. So the body is trying to fuel itself up for a fight that never ends. So it collects all of this unused energy that stresses you out. Because when your body sees stress, it says, you're about to fight. So it starts getting you ready. Your adrenaline goes up, your energy goes up. Now, that's good if a lion is in front of you. That'll really be a blessing. But when what is in front of you is your past, it sends a false signal that can cut your lifespan. Watch this, y'all. Watch this. Because you only have so much energy. Every bit of energy you put in anger, bitterness, doubt, malice, or fear is energy that is unavailable for your destiny. Jesus could not afford to be angry at the men who crucified him, because he was going to need all power for his resurrection. So while he is bleeding on the cross without them asking for forgiveness, he says, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. It is a big idea to forgive somebody who never even asked you, and you're still paying for what they did to you. Mm-hmm. And it looked like he was crazy to be doing it, stripped naked and bleeding to death, forgiving people who are gambling for your clothes. It looked stupid on Friday. It even looks silly on Saturday. Everybody was running and talking and laughing and saying, I thought you had 10,000 angels. I thought you was a better fighter than that. I thought you was more man than that. I thought you were tougher than that. It didn't make any sense until early Sunday morning, just about the crack of day, the stone was rolled out of its place. The angels were sitting on top of the stone. They came down expecting him to be where he was. But the angel said, why seek ye the living amongst the dead? He is not here. He is risen from the dead. And if you expect to get up in your life, you gotta let everything go that's holding you. Look at your neighbor and say, I'm getting up. You can stay in that mess if you want to. You can wallow in it if you please. You can bring it up every time you get mad if you want to. But I'm forgetting those things which are behind me and reaching to those things which are before me. My hands are free, Lord. Any way you bless me, Lord, I'm ready, Lord.
Okay, there you have it.